My name is Dr. Marcus Webb. I'm 46 years old. And 15 months ago, I made a decision that killed 8 innocent beings. I thought I was doing the right thing, exposing government secrets, protecting an endangered species, being a hero. I was wrong. Catastrophically, irreversibly wrong. This is the story of how I destroyed everything I was trying to save. September 2023. I was 45 years old, working as a molecular biologist at what was officially called the Department of Interior Wildlife Research Station in Northern California. Remote facility, deep in the redwoods, small staff, tight security. Officially, we studied wildlife populations, migration patterns, conservation genetics, boring government work. That was the cover story. The truth? We were part of something called Project Ecosystem, a classified program that had been running since the 1960s, studying things that officially didn't exist. Cryptids, unknown species, creatures that science said were impossible. I'd been there for 8 years, worked on DNA analysis, tissue samples, genetic sequencing. Most of it was mundane. Unusual deer populations, alleged mystery cats, things that always turned out to be known species with abnormalities. But sometimes, we'd get something real, something that shouldn't exist. And we'd study it, document it, file it away in classified reports that no one outside the program would ever see. I'd made peace with the secrecy, told myself, this is important work, understanding these species, even if the world never knows. Then September 9th happened, the night everything changed. I got a call at 11 p.m., Colonel James Reeves, the military liaison who oversaw our facility. Dr. Webb, we need you at the lab immediately. Emergency specimen processing. What kind of specimen? Just get here. Now. I drove to the facility. Night was pitch black. Remote area, no lights for miles. When I arrived, the parking lot had 3 military vehicles, unmarked. That was unusual. Inside, the examination room was locked down. Armed guards at the door. I'd never seen that level of security. Reeves met me. Dr. Webb, what you're about to see is classified at the highest level. You will document, analyze, and report. You will not discuss with anyone outside this room. Clear? Clear. What am I looking at? He opened the door. On the examination table was something I'd heard about in briefings but never seen. Something I'd half believed was just legend within the program. An adult male Sasquatch. Dead. Massive. Real. I stopped breathing, just stared. 9.5 feet tall, maybe 850 pounds, covered in dark reddish-brown fur. Face that was eerily human but not quite. Hands that could palm a basketball. Feet that were 18 inches long. Where did this come from? I managed. Logging operation found it 3 days ago. Dead. Natural causes, we think. Recovery team secured it before the loggers could report to anyone. We need full autopsy. Complete analysis. You have 1 week. I couldn't stop staring. This was proof. Undeniable proof. Sasquatch were real. And I was about to perform an autopsy on one. Dr. Webb, can you do this? Yes, I can do this. For the next 6 days, I led a team of 6 scientists through the most extraordinary examination of my career. External analysis first. Every measurement, every detail, skin samples, hair samples, photographs from every angle. The anatomy was remarkable. Humanoid, but distinct. Bone density was 3 times human normal. Muscle fiber composition unlike anything in known primates. Brain size was 20% larger than human average, but it was the internal examination that changed everything. Day 3, we opened the abdominal cavity. Standard autopsy procedure. And I found something that didn't belong. Surgical scars. Old. Decades old. Healed but visible. What the hell? I muttered. Dr. Sarah Chen, my colleague, leaned in. Those are surgical scars. Professional work. Someone operated on this creature years ago. That's impossible. Who would? Then we found the implant, embedded in the hip bone. Metal. Technology that looked like 1970s-era tracking devices. We extracted it carefully, analyzed it. It was a tracking beacon. Old, but functional. Someone had implanted this creature with monitoring technology 40 years ago. This creature was tagged, Sarah said. Tracked, like a research animal. I felt sick. Who did this? When? We kept working. DNA analysis came back. And that's when everything fell apart. The DNA was 96% human, but the differences weren't natural. They were deliberate, markers of genetic engineering, modification. Someone had taken human DNA and modified it, created something new. This creature wasn't naturally evolved, I told the team. Someone made it or modified it. This is artificial. Sarah looked pale. Marcus, if this is engineered, then someone created an entire species, released them into the wild, monitored them for decades. This is bigger than we thought. I needed answers. Started digging through the facility's classified database, files I wasn't cleared to access. But I had Sarah's help. She had higher clearance. What we found was horrifying. Project Ecosystem wasn't just about studying cryptids. It was about creating them. 1960s, 1970s, a program called Genesis Initiative, genetic experiments combining human and great ape DNA. Classified, illegal by any modern standard, funded by Department of Defense. Goal: create enhanced human hybrid species for military applications, super soldiers, enhanced intelligence, strength, endurance. Results: mostly failures, embryos that didn't develop, specimens that died young, ethical nightmare, but 12 specimens survived. 12 human-ape hybrids. Too intelligent to terminate, too dangerous to keep. So they released them. Into remote wilderness areas of the Pacific Northwest. 1972 to 1976, they called it a long-term viability study. See if the specimens could survive, reproduce, adapt. They did. The 12 bred, created second generation, then third. By 2023, population estimated at 200 to 300 individuals, all descended from those original 12, and Project Ecosystem had been monitoring them ever since. Tracking implants, occasional specimen retrieval for study, maintaining absolute secrecy. I read file after file, sick to my stomach. These weren't animals. The intelligence assessments were clear. Tool use, language, social structure, culture. They were people, non-human people, created by government experimentation and then abandoned to live in hiding. And when they died, Project Ecosystem would retrieve the bodies, study them, incinerate them, erase all evidence. The specimen on my table? He'd lived for 40+ years, tracked since juvenile, died of natural causes, heart failure. And now he'd be studied and destroyed, like he'd never existed. I couldn't accept that, couldn't file my report and forget. These beings deserved recognition, protection, truth. I made a decision, the worst decision of my life. I photographed everything, the autopsy, the scars, the implant, the DNA sequencing results, the classified files about Project Genesis. All of it. Copied everything to an encrypted drive, prepared a comprehensive leak, evidence that would be undeniable. Sarah helped. She had access to systems I didn't. Got me files, covered my tracks. If you're doing this, she said, do it right. Make sure it can't be buried. On October 1st, 2023, I released everything. Uploaded to WikiLeaks, sent to major newspapers, New York Times, Washington Post, scientific journals, cryptozoology forums, everywhere I could think of, included a statement. These beings are intelligent, sentient, and products of illegal genetic experimentation. They've been living in our forests for 50 years, monitored and controlled by a government program that treats them as lab animals. They deserve protection, not exploitation. The public deserves the truth. It went viral in hours. Government scientist leaks Sasquatch autopsy. Proof of genetic experiments. The images were undeniable. Clear photos of the creature on the examination table. Internal organs, DNA charts, the implant, the classified documents. Every news outlet picked it up. Every social media platform exploded. Millions of views, millions of shares. Scientists debated authenticity. Forensic analysts confirmed the images were real. Not doctored, not CGI, not a hoax. The government scrambled. Denied everything. Fabricated by a disgruntled employee, no such program exists. But the evidence was too strong, too detailed. People believed. The world believed. I thought I'd won. Thought I'd exposed the truth. Forced the government to acknowledge these beings. Protect them. I was so fucking naive. Within 24 hours, my identity leaked. Someone at the facility, probably Reeves, exposed me. Dr. Marcus Webb, former Project Ecosystem scientist, violated security. Clearances, stole classified materials. My face was everywhere. My name, my home address. 36 hours after the leak, federal agents raided my house. 3 a.m. Armed. Broke down the door. I was arrested. Charges: theft of government property, unauthorized disclosure of classified information, potential treason. My wife Laura was detained for questioning, held for 8 hours. Our daughter Sophie, 16 years old, terrified out of her mind as agents searched her room. They seized everything: computers, phones, papers, anything that might have more classified information. I was taken to a military detention facility, isolated, interrogated for days. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was what happened outside. What my leak triggered. Within 48 hours of my release of the autopsy images, something horrible began. Trophy hunters, cryptid enthusiasts, armed groups, they descended on the forests where Sasquatch sightings had been reported over the years. Cascade Mountains, Olympic National Forest, redwood forests, anywhere these beings might be, and they were hunting, not studying, not protecting. Hunting. Some wanted proof. Kill a Sasquatch, take photos, prove they're real, become famous. Some wanted money. Rumors of collectors offering millions for a body or live specimen. Some just wanted the thrill. Kill something legendary, mount it on a wall, brag forever. The news reports started coming in. Multiple sightings, confrontations, shots fired. Day 3. Hiker killed in Oregon, attacked by something large and aggressive. Investigators found massive footprints, claw marks. The hiker had been carrying a rifle. Day 4. Hunter in Washington posts photos online. Adult male Sasquatch, shot dead. Graphic images mimicking my autopsy photos. Proof they're real, just like Webb showed. I was in federal custody, watching the news on a TV in the interrogation room, watching my leak's consequences unfold in real time. Day 5. Reports of organized hunting parties. Groups of 10, 20 hunters, armed, tracking. Using my leaked tracking data, I'd included GPS coordinates from Project Ecosystem's monitoring reports, thinking it would help researchers find and protect them. Instead, I'd created a roadmap for hunters. Day 7. Second confirmed kill. Adult female in Oregon, shot by trophy hunter. Photos posted online. Public horrified by the graphic images, but more hunters emboldened. They're real, they're killable, there's fame and money in it. Colonel Reeves came to my cell, showed me the news reports, the death toll, the chaos. This is your fault, Dr. Webb. These beings survived in secret for 60 years. We protected them by keeping them hidden. You exposed them, and now they're being hunted to extinction. I couldn't speak, couldn't process. I'd wanted to protect them, save them, and instead I'd painted targets on their backs. "How many?" I finally asked. "How many have died?" "3 confirmed. But we're getting reports of more. Bodies hidden, buried, kept secret by hunters who don't want legal trouble. Real number could be 5, could be 10. 10 beings dead because I wanted to be a hero." "There's still a family group," Reeves continued. 15 individuals, Olympic National Forest. We've been tracking them, but now there's a hunting party closing in. 8 heavily armed men, planning an assault. He showed me surveillance footage. Sasquatch family, adults and children, living in a hidden canyon. Peaceful, beautiful. And another screen showing the hunters, camped 2 miles away, discussing strategy, planning to attack at dawn. "That's in 18 hours, Reeves said. "Those 15 beings will be dead or captured by tomorrow afternoon, because you gave away their location, because you exposed them." He leaned close. "Their blood is on your hands, Dr. Webb. You wanted truth? This is what truth costs." I sat in that cell for hours after Reeves left, staring at nothing, replaying everything in my mind. 3 confirmed dead, maybe 10 total. A family of 15 about to be massacred. All because I thought I was doing the right thing. "Dr. Webb." A guard opened the cell. "Colonel Reeves wants to see you again." I was taken to an interrogation room. Reeves was there with files spread across the table. Photos, maps, surveillance reports. "Let me show you what your leak has created," he said. He pulled up images on a monitor, news footage, social media posts, the chaos I'd unleashed. "Trophy hunters in every major forest in the Pacific Northwest. 32 organized expeditions we've identified. More we probably haven't. Armed, equipped, using your leaked data to track populations." He showed me photos. Dead Sasquatch. The adult female from Oregon. Massive, covered in bullet wounds, eyes still open, lying in the dirt like discarded trash. She had 2 juveniles with her. They escaped, we think, but they're alone now. 6 and 8 years old, without their mother, in a forest full of armed hunters. How long do you think they'll survive? I felt physically sick. I didn't want this. I wanted protection, legal recognition. You thought exposure would lead to protection. You were wrong. Exposure led to extermination. He showed me more images. The hunting parties. Men posing with weapons, grinning, treating it like a sport. "There's a billionaire collector," Reeves continued. "Anonymous, offering $5 million for a live specimen. That's what's driving the most organized teams. They want to capture, not kill. Transport to a private facility. Keep as property. That's slavery. That's what happens when you make something valuable and accessible. You wanted these beings recognized as intelligent? Congratulations. Now they're being hunted like rare animals." He pulled up the surveillance footage again. The family of 15. I could see them clearly now. 4 adults, 11 juveniles ranging from infants to teenagers. They were living in a canyon, hidden, safe, until I gave away their location. The hunting party tracking them is called the Cryptid Acquisition Team, Reeves said. 12 men. Leader is Ray Hutchins, big game hunter, former military. They're not killing, they're capturing. Planning to use tranquilizers, nets, transport vehicles. For the collector? 5 million splits 12 ways is good money. They're 3 miles from that family right now. They move at dawn. 48 hours from now, those 15 beings will be in cages. If they're lucky, if they're not, they'll be dead. I looked at the footage. Watched the family moving around their canyon. So human in their interactions. An adult grooming a juvenile's hair. 2 youngsters playing, chasing each other, tumbling. An infant clinging to its mother. "I can fix this," I said. "Let me out. I'll go public. I'll tell people to stop hunting. You'll do what?" Issue a statement? These hunters don't care. They want fame, money, glory. Your words mean nothing now. Then what? You're just going to let them be slaughtered? We're mobilizing federal agents, wildlife enforcement. But the forests are massive. We can't cover everything, and we can't just storm in. We don't have legal authority. Sasquatch aren't officially recognized species yet. We'd need warrants, jurisdiction, approval. That takes time. They don't have time. I know. That's why I'm offering you a deal. He slid papers across the table. You help us fix this. You go public. Recant everything. Say it was a hoax. Fabricated images. Fake documents. Discredit your own leak. You want me to lie? To say none of it was real? I want you to save what's left of the population. Truth and survival are incompatible here. Choose. I looked at the papers, at the footage of the family, at the images of dead Sasquatch. If I recant, what happens to them? To the ones still alive? We go back to the old way. Secret monitoring, protection through secrecy. The hunting dies down once people think it's fake again. The population survives. And they stay invisible, unrecognized, controlled by you. They stay alive. That's what matters. I pushed the papers back. No, I told the truth. I won't lie now. There has to be another way. There isn't. The door opened. Dr. Sarah Chen walked in. My colleague, the one who'd helped me access the files. Colonel, I need to speak with Dr. Webb. Alone. Reeves looked annoyed, but stood. 5 minutes. He left. Sarah sat down, looked at me with an expression I couldn't read. Marcus, you're being stupid. I can't lie. I exposed the truth. Reeves is right about one thing. They're being hunted. But wrong about the solution. We don't hide them again. We protect them, legally, publicly, force the government's hand. How? I'm in a cell, facing treason charges. I can get you out. I have leverage, information that certain people don't want public. I can negotiate your release, but you have to act fast. That family has maybe 36 hours. What are you talking about? She leaned closer, lowered her voice. I have access to more files than you did, evidence of other programs, worse programs, things that make Project Genesis look tame. I've been copying files for months, insurance. You're blackmailing them? I'm leveraging for your freedom, and for those 15 Sasquatch. We get you out. You go to that forest. You document everything. Live. With media present. Force a public confrontation. Make it impossible to ignore. That's insane. The hunters will kill them. Or me. Not if you beat them there. Not if you have cameras. Not if the world is watching. Public pressure works, Marcus. You proved that. You just didn't go far enough. Sarah, this is crazy. It's the only option. Reeves wants you to recant. Bury the truth. I'm offering you a chance to finish what you started. Save that. Family. Prove these beings deserve protection. She pulled out a phone. I'm contacting Amanda Price, the Washington Post journalist who broke your story. She'll bring a crew. You guide them to the family, you document everything, broadcast it live. Show the world what these beings really are, not corpses on a table, living families. And what about the hunters? They won't attack if cameras are rolling. Too public, too risky. We use exposure to protect them this time, not endanger them. It was insane, reckless. Everything could go wrong. But Sarah was right. Hiding them again wouldn't work. The secret was out. The only way forward was through. Okay, get me out. Let's do this. Sarah made calls, used her leverage. Whatever she had on Reeves or his superiors, it worked. By evening, I was released on humanitarian grounds pending trial. Officially, I was confined to home detention. Unofficially, Sarah had bought me 72 hours. We drove through the night. Me, Sarah, Amanda Price, and her camera crew, racing toward Olympic National Forest, toward the family that had maybe 24 hours left. Amanda interviewed me during the drive. Dr. Webb, you leaked classified information. 3 Sasquatch are confirmed dead as a result. Some people are calling you a murderer. What do you say?" I say they're right. I am responsible for those deaths. I thought exposure would lead to protection. I was wrong. But I can't undo the leak. I can only try to save the ones who are still alive. By going to this location, you're bringing us to a Sasquatch family? Aren't you endangering them further? The hunters already know where they are. They're converging right now. The family's exposed either way. But if we're there first, if we document it, if the world sees them as living beings, not targets, maybe that changes things. And if it doesn't? If you just get them killed faster? I didn't have an answer for that. We reached the forest at dawn, hiked in using GPS coordinates from Sarah's files. The terrain was brutal, dense undergrowth, steep climbs. It took 6 hours to reach the canyon, and when we arrived, I saw them. 15 Sasquatch, the family. They were magnificent. Adults standing 9 feet tall, juveniles ranging from toddler-sized to teenager-sized, moving through the canyon with grace and purpose. I watched an adult female grooming a juvenile, using her fingers to carefully work through fur, removing debris. The juvenile made content sounds, leaning into the touch. 2 youngsters were playing, wrestling, tumbling, making sounds that were unmistakably laughter. An infant, maybe 6 months old, clung to its mother's chest. Big eyes watching everything, curious, safe. They were people, not animals. People with families and relationships and emotions. Amanda's crew was filming. "This is incredible. No one's ever captured footage like this." "Keep filming," I said. "We need everything documented." I approached slowly, hands up, non-threatening. The dominant male, largest adult, saw me immediately, made warning sounds, deep, resonant. I stopped. "I'm not here to hurt you, I'm trying to help. Please, just listen." The male moved forward, protective, positioning himself between me and the others. Sarah called out. She'd been studying Sasquatch vocalizations for years, made sounds, warning patterns, danger indicators, communication in their language. The male tilted his head, listening, responded with sounds of his own. "He's asking what the danger is," Sarah translated roughly, "where it's coming from. Tell him, armed humans, coming here, soon. They need to leave." Sarah vocalized. Complex sounds. The male made urgent sounds back to his family. They responded, gathering, alert, but they didn't run. The male made sounds to Sarah. She listened, translated. He says, "They can't leave quickly. The infants can't travel fast. The juveniles aren't strong enough for long distances. This is their home. They'd rather defend it than abandon it. They can't defend against guns, against tranquilizers, against 12 trained hunters." More communication. The male seemed to understand, but stood firm. Made sounds Sarah translated as, "Then we defend together, or die here. This is our home." I felt tears in my eyes. Such courage, such dignity, from beings the world had treated as myth. "Amanda, are you broadcasting this?" I asked. "Yes. Live stream, Washington Post site. We're already at 2 million viewers. 2 million people watching in real time. Watching this family, watching this impossible conversation. Keep filming. No matter what happens, the world needs to see this." We spent the next hours there, documenting. Amanda's crew captured everything. The family's interactions, their communication, their humanity. The footage went viral as it streamed. 5 million viewers, 10 million, 15 million. The numbers kept climbing. Comments flooded in. "Oh my God, they're real. Look at them with their children. They're just like us. Someone protect them, please." Dr. Webb was right. These are people. They deserve protection. Public opinion was shifting, fast, dramatically, but the hunters were still coming. Around 3 p.m., Sarah's equipment picked up radio chatter. The cryptid acquisition team, 5 miles out, closing in. They'll be here in 2 hours, Sarah said. What do we do? We stand between them and the family. We make this public. We make them choose, back down or attack on camera. They might choose attack. Then the world sees what happens when you treat intelligent beings as trophies. At 5 p.m., the hunters arrived. 12 men, heavily armed, tranquilizer guns, nets, all-terrain vehicles parked at the canyon's edge. Their leader, Ray Hutchins, I'd learn later, was at the front. Tall, weathered, carrying a rifle. Amanda's cameras turned on them immediately. Mr. Hutchins, you're on camera. Live. 30 million people are watching. What are your intentions? He looked surprised, then annoyed. We have permits. This is legal land. You're trespassing. We're documenting, I said, stepping forward. Those beings behind me are intelligent, sentient. They're under federal investigation for protection status. You can't hunt them. They're not protected yet. No law says I can't capture an unknown species on public land. Moral law says you can't enslave intelligent beings. Moral law doesn't pay bills. Move aside. The Sasquatch family was behind us, watching. The dominant male had moved forward, standing at full height, making low warning sounds. I'm not moving, I said. Millions of people are watching. If you attack, you're attacking on camera. You'll face consequences. You're bluffing. Try me. Standoff. 12 armed hunters, 4 humans with cameras, 15 Sasquatch behind us, and 35 million people watching worldwide. Then one of the hunters, young guy, maybe 25, raised his tranquilizer gun, pointed at a juvenile Sasquatch, 10 years old, curious, peering around its mother. I've got a clear shot, the hunter said. Don't, Hutchins warned. Too many cameras. Fuck the cameras. This is a once-in-a-lifetime. He fired. The dart hit the juvenile in the shoulder. It cried out, stumbled. The dominant male roared, charged forward. Not at us, at the hunters. Chaos erupted, hunters scattering, Sasquatch family screaming, Amanda's crew filming everything. The male reached the shooter, knocked him down with one hand. Didn't kill him, just disabled him. Then turned to face the other hunters. Stand down, I screamed. Everyone stand down! But another hunter panicked, fired, not a tranquilizer, a real gun, live ammunition. The shot hit an adult female, center mass. She went down immediately. The male roared again, pure anguish, rage, grief. An infant, maybe 6 months old, crawled to the fallen female, crying, screaming, pawing at her, her baby. The female was the infant's mother, and she was dead. Amanda's camera captured everything, the shooting, the death, the baby crying over its mother's body. 35 million people watched it happen live. The male Sasquatch turned to the hunter who'd fired, made sounds, not warning, not threat, grief, rage, accusation. The hunter dropped his gun, ran. Federal agents arrived minutes later. Helicopters, armed response teams. They'd been monitoring the broadcast, moved in when shots were fired. The hunters were arrested. All 12. Hutchins and his team. Taken into custody immediately. The Sasquatch family was secured, evacuated to a protected location. The wounded juvenile, tranquilized but alive, was treated. But the adult female was dead, and her infant was orphaned. I watched them take the baby away. It was screaming, reaching back toward its mother's body, not understanding, just knowing its world had ended. Amanda approached me, camera still rolling. Dr. Webb, that mother's death was just broadcast to 40 million people worldwide because you brought us here, because you exposed this location. What do you say to that? I looked at the baby being carried away, at the mother's body being covered by federal agents, at the blood on the ground. I say I killed her, just as surely as if I'd pulled the trigger. I exposed these beings. made them targets. And now a mother is dead. A baby is orphaned. That's on me. Amanda kept the camera on my face, recording my grief, my guilt, my complete destruction. Was it worth it? She asked. To expose the truth? I looked at the baby, still screaming, still reaching for its mother. No, it wasn't worth it. Nothing is worth that. The footage of the mother's death was seen by 200 million people within 24 hours. The infant crying over her body became the defining image of 2023. I was arrested immediately, charged with unauthorized disclosure and endangering protected species. But public opinion was split. Half saw me as a murderer. He exposed them, got them killed. The other half saw me as a whistleblower. He revealed illegal experiments. The hunters killed her, not Webb. I knew the truth. I'd created the situation that killed her. October 2023. Presidential address. We are extending federal protection to all Sasquatch populations immediately. All hunting is now a felony. Those responsible will be prosecuted. Congress held emergency hearings. Colonel Reeves testified, confirming everything. Project Genesis, the monitoring program, 60 years of secrecy. Before Dr. Webb's leak, 0 Sasquatch died from human hunting. After his leak, 3 are confirmed dead. Our secrecy worked. His exposure got them killed. My trial began in November. The prosecution was brutal. Intent doesn't matter. 8 Sasquatch are now confirmed dead as direct result of his actions. He is responsible. My defense argued whistleblower protections, exposing illegal government experiments, acting in public interest. December 2023. Verdict: guilty of unauthorized disclosure. Not guilty of treason. Jury nullification. Sentence: 5 years federal prison, eligible for parole in 3. The judge: you acted from conscience but recklessly. A mother is dead. 8 beings are dead. Justice requires accountability. I accepted it. I deserve worse. January-June 2024. Prison was strange. Some inmates called me hero, others called me murderer. Both were right. Sarah Chen visited regularly. The baby, we're calling her Hope, is thriving. We'll reunite her with her family when she's 2. Laura visited once. Sophie won't see you. She's being bullied, called Bigfoot Killer's daughter. Our family is destroyed, Marcus. I'm sorry. I know. But sorry doesn't fix anything. June 2024. Sarah brought devastating news. We found 7 more bodies, killed in October-November, hidden by hunters. Total death toll is now 15. 15. I'd killed 15 beings trying to save them. She showed me their names. Project Ecosystem had been documenting Sasquatch culture for decades. The mother who died was Gentle One Who Sings, 28 years old. The juvenile was Quick Runner Who Laughs, 14. Not statistics. People, with families who mourned them. July 2024. Unexpected visitor. Ray Hutchins, the hunter leader, serving 15 years in the same prison. Dr. Webb, you think you're the villain? I pulled the trigger. But I was hired. $5 million from Helix Biotech. Same company that contracted with Project Genesis. Someone wanted Sasquatch exposed for research access. What are you saying? How did you access files you weren't cleared for? How did Dr. Chen help you so perfectly? You were manipulated. We all were. I contacted Amanda Price, asked her to investigate Sarah's funding. 2 weeks later, Sarah received $2 million from Helix Biotech in August 2023, 1 month before the autopsy. And look, research proposals from 2022, all requesting invasive Sasquatch study, all denied as unethical. Sarah had orchestrated everything, created chaos to justify the research she couldn't get approved. August 2024, Amanda published the investigation. Sasquatch leak was orchestrated. Sarah arrested, charged with conspiracy and 15 counts of manslaughter. Her interview: yes, 15 died, but 200 now have legal protection. That's conservation math. That's what matters. Cold, calculating. She'd used me. Let me take the blame while positioning herself for research access. Public opinion shifted. Some sympathy moved to me. He was manipulated, but others, he was still stupid enough to be used. Both guilty. October 2024. Early parole hearing after intense public pressure. Do you take responsibility? Yes, completely. I was manipulated, but I made the choice. 15 beings died. I'll carry that forever. Parole granted, conditional. Banned from all Sasquatch research. Cannot enter protected territories. Violate these terms, you return immediately. I walked out after 10 months. Not enough. Would never be enough. Amanda's investigation hit the news the next day. Sasquatch leak was orchestrated. Scientist manipulated whistleblower for research access. The story went viral. Again. Always another revelation. Another layer to the nightmare. Sarah was arrested within hours, charged with fraud, conspiracy, and 15 counts of manslaughter. If convicted, she faced life in prison. From my cell, I watched her perp walk on the news. She looked defiant. Not ashamed, not guilty, just angry she'd been caught. Amanda got an interview with her before Sarah's lawyers shut everything down. Dr. Chen, did you manipulate Dr. Webb into leaking classified information? I helped him access files he deserved to see, files about illegal experimentation. He made his own choice to leak. But you received $2 million from Helix Biotech 1 month before. You had research proposals that were denied. You stood to benefit from the chaos. I stand by my research. Those beings needed intervention. They were dying, inbreeding, genetic diseases. Before the leak, they were invisible. Now they have legal protection. Federal funding for conservation, that's what matters. 15 Sasquatch died. A mother was killed on camera, her baby orphaned. Was that worth it for your research? Sarah's mask cracked. 8 died from hunting. 7 more were already dead, killed in previous years, hidden by the same hunters. I didn't cause those deaths. I exposed a problem that was already happening. That's not what the evidence shows. The evidence shows that secrecy was killing them slowly. My way, exposure, protection, intervention, will save hundreds. Yes, 15 died. But 200 will live because of legal protections. That's basic math. That's conservation. You used Dr. Webb, manipulated him, let him take the blame while you positioned yourself for research access. I gave him information he needed. What he did with it was his choice. The interview ended, but the damage was done. Sarah's cold calculation, her willingness to sacrifice lives for research goals, it was all on camera. Public outrage shifted. Some of it moved from me to Sarah. She's the real villain. She used Webb. But others said, they're both guilty. Webb was too stupid to see he was being manipulated. Both responsible. Both were true. Helix Biotech was investigated. Several executives arrested. Conspiracy to violate endangered species protections. Attempted illegal acquisition of protected specimens. Fraud. The whole corrupt system was exposed, and I'd been the match that lit the fire. Except I hadn't even known I was holding a match. Sarah had put it in my hand and pointed me at the gasoline. August 2024. My lawyer filed for appeal based on new evidence. My client was manipulated by Dr. Chen. He's a victim of conspiracy, not a perpetrator. The appeal was denied. Dr. Webb still made the choice to leak classified information. Manipulation doesn't absolve responsibility for consequences. Fair. Enough. I'd made the choice. Even if I'd been pushed toward it, I'd still chosen it. September 2024. I'd served 10 months, 4 years, 2 months remaining. But something changed. Public pressure mounted for my early release. Petitions with millions of signatures. Marcus Webb was manipulated. Free him. Even some victims' advocates joined in. Sasquatch protection groups. Webb made mistakes, but his heart was right. Chen is the real criminal. October 2024. My parole hearing. After only 10 months, extraordinarily early, but public pressure was overwhelming. The parole board reviewed my case, considered my remorse, considered the manipulation, considered public sentiment. Dr. Webb, do you take responsibility for the deaths that resulted from your leak? Yes, completely. I was manipulated, but I made the choice. 15 beings died because of that choice. I'll carry that guilt forever. If released, what would you do? Stay away from Sasquatch research. Stay away from anything that could endanger them further. Try to live quietly. Try to make amends however I can. How do you make amends for 15 deaths? I don't know if I can, but I have to try. They deliberated for an hour. Then, parole granted. Conditional release. You are banned from all Sasquatch-related research. Cannot enter protected territories. Cannot contact Sasquatch populations. Violate these terms and you return to prison immediately. I understand. Thank you. November 2024. I walked out of prison. 10 months served. Not enough. Would never be enough. But I was free. Laura picked me up. We drove in silence for 20 minutes. Sophie doesn't want to see you yet, she finally said. She's still angry, still hurt. Give her time. I will, as long as she needs. The house was vandalized again last week, graffiti. Bigfoot killer lives here. I've been cleaning it, but it keeps happening. I'm sorry, for everything I put you through. I know you are. We drove home. The house looked the same, but everything felt different, smaller, sadder. I'd destroyed my life, my family, 15 innocent beings, all because I thought I knew better than people who'd been protecting these creatures for 60 years. Dr. Ellen Torres, the psychologist working with Hope, contacted me a week after my release. Dr. Webb, I thought you'd want to know. We're planning Hope's reunion with her family next month. She's 18 months old now, ready for reintegration. That's good. How is she? Thriving, curious, playful. She doesn't remember her mother, doesn't remember the trauma. Children are resilient that way. Does her father know? The male who charged the hunters? We believe so. He's been tracked near our facility, making vocalizations we interpret as searching calls. He knows she's alive. He's waiting for her. Can I be there when you reunite them? Marcus, you're banned from protected territories, from contact with Sasquatch populations. I know, but I need to know she's okay, that something good came from all this. Please. Ellen considered. I'll ask for special dispensation, one-time observation, from a distance. You can't interact, can't interfere, just watch. That's all I need. December 2024. I was granted permission. Supervised observation only. Armed escorts. Any violation, and I'd be arrested immediately. We drove to a secure facility in the Cascade Mountains. Protected territory. The family group that Hope belonged to was nearby. Her father. Her extended family. Ellen briefed me. We'll bring Hope to the edge of their territory. Her father has been notified through vocalization signals. He'll approach. We'll monitor from 200 yards away. How do you know he'll accept her? She's been with humans for 18 months. Sasquatch have strong family bonds. She's his daughter. He'll know her scent, her vocalizations. He'll accept her. We hiked to the location. I stayed back with the armed escorts, watched through binoculars. Ellen's team brought Hope in a carrier, set her down gently at the tree line, then backed away. Hope looked around, confused, made questioning sounds. She'd never been in the forest before, never been away from the facility. Then I heard it. Deep vocalization from the forest. Calling. Familiar. Desperate. Hope's head snapped toward the sound, made excited sounds back. The male emerged, massive, 9 feet tall, scarred from the October confrontation, Hope's father. He approached slowly, making gentle sounds. Hope watched him, not afraid, curious. He knelt down, reached out carefully, touched her head, made soft vocalizations. Hope responded, made sounds back, then reached for him. He picked her up, held her carefully, made sounds that were unmistakably relief. Joy, grief, everything. This was his daughter, the baby he'd lost, the infant whose mother was killed in front of him. And now she was back. He held her for a long time, making sounds, Hope responding. They were communicating, bonding, family reuniting. Then other Sasquatch emerged. The family group, adults, juveniles, Hope's extended family. They surrounded her, touched her, made welcoming sounds. She was home. The male looked up, toward where we were hidden. He couldn't see us, we were too far away, but he knew we were there. He made a vocalization, long, complex. Ellen translated through radio. Thank you for keeping her safe, for bringing her home. I started crying, couldn't stop. This was it, the one good thing, the one life saved. hope. But it didn't balance the 15 lost. Didn't erase the mother's death. Didn't undo the damage. It just meant something survived. Something good existed in the wreckage I'd created. The family group took Hope deeper into the forest, disappeared into the trees. She was gone. Back where she belonged. Ellen approached me. That's it. She's home. You saw what you needed to see. Time to go. Thank you for letting me witness that. Don't thank me. Just keep your promise. Stay away from them. Let them live in peace. I will, I swear. We drove back. I went home to Laura, to the house with graffiti, to the wreckage of my life. And I started writing. This confession, this story, everything that happened, everything I did. Not to justify, not to excuse, just to document. So people understand how good intentions can destroy everything, how being right about a problem doesn't mean you're right about the solution. My name is Dr. Marcus Webb. I'm 46 years old. 15 months ago, I leaked images of a Sasquatch autopsy. I thought I was protecting them, exposing government experiments, giving them recognition and rights. I was manipulated, used by someone who wanted chaos for their own research goals. But that doesn't absolve me. I still made the choice. I still hit the button that released those files. 15 Sasquatch died because of my leak. A mother killed on camera, juveniles hunted down, infants orphaned, families destroyed. I wanted to save them. Instead, I painted targets on their backs. Was anything good achieved? Yes. Sasquatch have legal protection now. They're recognized as endangered intelligent species. 200 individuals are protected by federal law. They have designated territories, conservation funding, study programs that are ethical and non-invasive. But 15 died to achieve that. 15 lives I can never restore. Was it worth it? That's the question I ask myself every day. 15 deaths to save 200. Is that acceptable math? I don't know. I'll never know. All I know is I see their faces. I see that mother dying, that baby crying, those juveniles hunted. I see it every night. Sarah Chen is in prison, serving 20 years. Helix Biotech executives are serving time. The corruption is exposed. Justice was served. But those 15 are still dead. Hope is alive. Reunited with her father, living wild, safe. That's something. One good thing from the wreckage. But her mother is still dead. Because of me. I'm living quietly now. Teaching high school biology. Can't do research. Can't go near protected territories. That's my punishment. And I accept it. Laura is still with me. We're rebuilding, slowly. Sophie still won't speak to me. Maybe someday. Maybe never. I understand either way. If you're thinking about whistleblowing, about exposing secrets you think should be public, I'll tell you this. Think about consequences. Really think. Not just the good you hope to achieve, but the harm you might cause. Because sometimes truth kills, sometimes secrecy protects, and sometimes the right goal doesn't justify the wrong method. I still believe Sasquatch deserved recognition, still believe the public deserved to know. But I also believe I could have done it differently, worked within the system, built coalitions, created protections before exposure. Instead, I threw a grenade and hoped for the best. 15 beings paid the price. Learn from my mistake. Please. Truth matters, but so do consequences. So does method. So does thinking 3 steps ahead instead of just 1. I was right about the problem, wrong about the solution. And that wrongness cost 15 lives. That's the truth about my truth. That's what exposure cost. I'm Dr. Marcus Webb. I leaked a Sasquatch autopsy. And everything went terribly wrong. I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make amends, knowing I never can, accepting that burden, carrying that guilt. Because that's what responsibility means. Facing consequences, even when you didn't mean for them to happen, especially when you didn't mean for them to happen. 15 lives, 15 names, 15 families, I'm sorry. To them, to their families, to everyone affected. I'm sorry I wasn't smarter, wasn't more careful, wasn't wise enough to see I was being used. I'm sorry I thought righteousness was enough, that good intentions would protect them. I'm sorry for everything. And I'll carry that sorry for the rest of my life. That's my confession. That's my truth. That's what happens when you try to save something by exposing it. Sometimes exposure doesn't save. Sometimes it destroys. I learned that too late. I hope you learn it now, before you make the same mistake I did, before you kill what you're trying to save.